All right. We've got
blue raspberry, extreme sour. Warheads.
Let's see if I can open it this time. A little sticky. All right. Yep. Still real sour.
Oh, my jaw just locked up. Why is it extra sour?
It got worse. It got worse. I don't want to lick my fingers now.
Do you think I get more sour the longer
As
they
they sit?
sit?
Maybe. Oh.
Okay.
That was a little more painful than I expected.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that. I had the water.
Oh, man.
Obviously, we're not very ready for today.
So,
It's been a long couple weeks.
yeah. Where did we leave off?
So we were getting ready. So we would have been going to the black and white ball that weekend, which we had a great time. Such a fun event. We will definitely go again next year.
I didn't know what to expect with
I
it being
didn't
our
either.
first time.
Yeah.
But it's literally like a giant adult prom.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fantastic.
They did 2 photo booths. You could pay for like actual pictures to be taken. They printed them out right there for you. We didn't do that. We didn't walk over there. That line was insane.
Mm-hmm. Did the like little selfie photo booth is what we did.
And then never saw the pictures because it didn't load.
Which I did see they posted that pretty much everybody was having problems with it. I don't know if it ever got resolved or not.
Probably
I didn't look
not.
into it.
I didn't either, and not anymore. We took a whole one picture because we were being weird because it was one other group in front of us and then us. And then by the time that the group in front of us got done,
There's
there
a whole
were
ass
probably
line.
30 people behind us. So that was irritating.
Yeah.
Because we felt like we had to just hurry up, take one, and be done.
Yep.
But whatever. We had a good time.
If we would have had like a group or something, it wouldn't have been quite as bad. But being just the two of us, just snap a photo and go.
Yeah. But yeah, we had a good time.
We did that, and then the next day was the
UE.
Aces game.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I feel like
They
everything
lost.
just.
They lost to ISU. Go Salukis.
And from there, then you were on night shift.
I was on nights for a week, and that just messed us all up because we were supposed to record a Freaky Friday, which I should have just let you do it on your own.
Well, because we were going to record after the game, but then we ended up. What did we do? Is that the night we went and got dinner?
We went to Myriad.
Did we get dinner after? Or was that a different day?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Either way, we went to Myriad.
No, I think that was the week before.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. Because I took the dog with me. Kelsey wasn't working.
That's right. I forgot.
She left.
Yep, Allie was there.
Yeah.
That was a weird day.
Yeah, because then we left.
And went back.
And then came back.
That was when we met the random dude. He was like, "You guys do this every Sunday?"
Yeah, he was very entertained by all of us. So that's two, Kelsey, and then one of the other bartenders, Allie, from downtown. I mean, we were entertaining. I'll give him that, but
all of Allie's downtown stories.
Gross. Maybe she's one we need to talk to. Let her tell her poopy stories. But yeah, it was really nice there for like a week, weather-wise.
Just gorgeous.
And now it's back to being cold.
Yep.
And then this week we were just trying to get our bearings back together. after I come off a week of nights, I can't do anything. So that's all I've done this weekend is clean and dishes and catch up on all the things. Because all I wanted to do this week was sleep at 6 o'clock. I think one night I ate dinner and then I put my stuff up and I went and sat back down on the couch. I go, I just laid over. I think it was like 8:30. I woke up to like 15 text messages, a bunch of notifications. I'm like,
Whoops.
Sorry, world. I'm not replying to any of you. It's fine.
Yeah. And then here we are.
Here we are.
After an eventful couple of wild weeks.
No shit.
Which actually ended up leading us to today's topic. So today's topic is the journey of self-discovery. And no, we don't have it all figured out. Far from it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, my journey of self-discovery has been all over the map. I really didn't, my life changed when we moved home.
Mm-hmm.
And
give them a little backstory. You guys lived in Indy for how long?
So we lived in Indianapolis since the fall/spring of 2012, and we bought our first house up there. And
had your first baby up there.
Yep. And then we moved home in June. No, we bought the house in June. We moved home in August of 2021. So we're there just shy of 10 years. So came home to basically no friends, but compared to what we did have, we were surrounded by people. And then down here, always distanced myself and never really kept friends from high school or anything except for you.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. Jasmine's a good friend from high school and stuff. We don't see her much. Jess is basically coming home to Lucy. So that was kind of a big change because in Indianapolis we had, a couple different handfuls of friends that we would hang out, whether it was couples or individuals and stuff. So that was a big change. I went from night shift to day shift.
Having no family to family.
No family to all the family. So boundaries, dynamics, all of that. Just trying to find a middle ground there. And then my job, switching to days and moving offices at the end of 2022 was where things kind of kicked in for me. I started making more friends, going to the office all the time, and started going out and hanging out with people and really finding what I thought was my place until I realized it wasn't.
Well, especially you going from night shift custodial staff to with nobody around to being around in the public and having to be in the public eye and being in the service department kind of.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a huge change.
Big change. So going out all the time, hanging out, and it wasn't a problem until it was, and then it was a big problem, and I wanted to change patterns and stuff, so I did, and then in 2023 I started staying home more and slowed down things in business because I wanted to focus on family since I hadn't been doing that so much. And for me, mentally, that has been a struggle because it's the struggle of finding the balance of work and life still. It's a balancing act. There is no true balance, but I can't seem to ever level it out, and it's been taking it's been taking a pretty good toll on me. And I've started to recognize more about myself in the last couple of years that, like, am I doing this for myself or am I doing this for other people? Am I who I want to be, who I'm supposed to be, or am I just trying to fit in the grooves that everybody
Yeah.
thinks I fit in? And honestly, I still don't even have an answer for that because I'm still
Yeah.
right on that journey of who am I? Where do I
Um,
go? What do I do?
You're still trying to find your people
Mhm.
because the people you thought were your people weren't, and then letting go of that, and then trying to reel back in and find that again.
Mhm.
It's hard. It sucks.
And I've found people, but then in finding people, I've also like started to lose myself again, and so the timing of it all has been kind of just not great.
Yeah.
So the last few weeks, especially, have been nothing shy of a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm still working on. I'm going to therapy, and I'm talking about it, and I'm learning a lot about myself and about why I do the things that I do, and it's been really great. Um,
There's always a deeper reason for things that
mhm.
you don't think about.
Oh yeah, and I didn't realize how much of it stems from when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, it's just not one of those things. I was like, I mean, my parents divorced when I was young,
But
but
you had
like
a
it
good
wasn't,
childhood,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Didn't really think that anything was like over traumatizing necessarily or
Mm-hmm.
anything, but there's more to it than I thought.
Mm-hmm. Always is.
Oh, and you've kind of been through the ringer the last couple years, and
Yeah. So I was engaged to my high school sweetheart. We broke that off 3 months before the wedding, which was needed. We were apart. It wouldn't have worked out. Um, Started at Toyota, kind of got my bearings, kind of was on my own, did my own thing, found what I thought was myself at, 22, 23. I started there when I was 22. Um, then met my now ex-husband. We were together for 5, 6 years. Um, got married, bought a few houses, had a few dogs. Um, we had it good. It was, when it came down to it, there were a lot of things that I wanted that he didn't want. And I thought I wanted what he wanted and I didn't. And I finally came to the realization that that's not what I wanted. And I stood up for myself and told him that and thought things were going to get better, and they weren't. They never did. And then trying to navigate that and then be back on my own and try to figure out balance of being on my own and having to do all of the house chores again by myself and getting a dog that I don't want to leave her in the kennel for 12 hours a day, and but not being able to have the routine that I did or have the extra money that I did, and just figuring out really what I want in life in the last uh, 8, 9 months. I mean, been through a couple of relationships already. I've been through a bigger relationship um, since then, and he wanted everything right then and there, and I wasn't even legally divorced at the time, and that's not what I wanted. I need time to heal. I need time to learn who I am. I need time to learn me. And I've said that. I said that a couple days ago. Um, Different guy was ready to, move in this summer together and all of that. And I'm like, I barely know myself anymore. And I want to be able to find myself without having to not. I want to be able to give 100% to myself without taking away from giving 100% to somebody else too.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to be able, and that's what I've said the last few months. I need to be able to give 100% to me and 100% to them. And that's not fair because I am the person that will fill somebody else's cup before I fill my own. And I've always done that. And in the last year, I've learned that if you don't like me, then you don't like me. You're not going to hurt my feelings. And I've also learned that I can say no. I can tell people no. They can feel bad. They can do whatever they want. Like, that's fine. But you're not going to guilt trip me into doing something that I don't want to do. And you're not going to hold my feelings over my head because of something that I don't want.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay with, I mean, people probably think I'm mean, but I'm being honest. I don't, like, you're not going to make me feel guilty for something that I don't want to do. Like, nope. I've learned to set boundaries in that way. And if I'm not getting the energy back that I'm giving you, then you're not worth my time. I will give advice all day. That's fine. But when I come to you for advice, I would hope you would do the same. If I am in need of something and I ask for help, I hope that I would get it back. And I've learned that. There are people that have used me and used me and used me for certain things that it doesn't, like, I'm not getting anything in return.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's, people are like, well, shouldn't expect it. I'm like, but I do.
Yeah.
I'm not
It's
gonna
hard not to.
I'm not gonna give my time and energy to somebody that isn't gonna give it back to me.
There was a quote or something that I saw the other day that was, "Are they texting you or are they just responding?" And I
Mm-hmm.
sat in that for a minute and I was like, okay, that's that's kind of deep. And I was like, but I understand that because there are certain relationships that you go to that person. Not you, but like
Yes.
as a person, you go to that person and you just like you want to talk to them.
Yeah.
But they either can't or won't reciprocate, so they're just
Yep.
responding instead of actually being there and being
Yes.
who you need them or want them to be.
And I like being that person for people. I do. But then when I need that, I hope that it's given back.
Mm-hmm. It's taxing.
Yes. And I mean, kind of like what we talked about the other day, like just projecting onto people, like it's not needed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, you feel this way about something in general. Don't force it on me
Mm-hmm.
because it's not going to happen. Like, yeah, I want a house, I want a family, but I don't want that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't make that just because that's what you want right now and you're okay with having it with anybody at this point, anybody that's going to give you attention. That's not me.
Yep.
Like, don't, no.
Yep. So, on the journey of self discovery, navigating that through your marriage and now after your marriage, does that kind of look the same for you? Or does that, like, has it twisted and
No,
changed
so
some?
during my marriage, I was very, I don't want to use the word submissive, but I was. Like, anything that needed to be done, I'd just do it. I would, like, we didn't talk about feelings. We didn't talk about any of that stuff. And in that, he would just like, your feelings don't matter. And I've learned that I need to speak up more. And that's what I mean. I called my mom yesterday, I guess, and I told her about the last guy that I was talking to. And I said, well, I kind of broke it off. I said it was a lot of, I said he wanted things right now, and that's the way the other guy was. Like, I don't want that. And he made some comments that were kind of like what my ex-husband said, and I was like, those are red flags. And with him, I would have just, I never said anything because I was like, well, it's just how it is. Like, we're married. I can't say what I want to say. I can't speak my mind. And now I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm going to stand up for myself and I'm going to say, no, we're not doing that. That's not how this works. I am not that type of person. You are not going to do that. Like, no, I'm putting my foot down and I'm going to say what I need to say. We're not in a relationship. I don't care if I hurt your feelings. And if I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be honest. Like, I've learned that I need to stand up for myself in all aspects of relationships because, like, there's friendships even that I have that are like, they'll use me and get my advice, but then when I need them, they're not there. And I'm like, so then I just stop talking to them, stop reaching out. It's not worth my time. And once they realize, oh shit, she's gone, they come back and they're like, oh yeah, she's still here. Yeah, I'm going to be here no matter what, but I'm going to stop giving you my energy because I'm not getting it back. So I learned that. I've learned that the hard way, that I need to stand up for myself. And I am mean about it. I don't care.
I don't know that I'd necessarily say mean. I think it's just,
Oh, the way I came off the other night, I was mean to him.
oh, well. Well, I think you have such a rigid personality at times too that people just don't know how to take. Like, even if you're 100% kidding and you say something, people are like, "Oh, we good?" Or like,
Yeah, like
there's
that's why I hate texting.
Yeah.
Because you can't, if I don't put LOL or a smiley face behind it or an emoji, you don't know how I came across, because most of the time I am being an ass.
Yep.
Not to you, but
I mean, sometimes, but I need
you
it.
need it. But
I'm just saying, navigating it married is hard.
yeah, because you have to watch what you say, and you still, I mean, at the end of the day, you're still married to him. You still live with him. You have to deal with it. Where, in my instance, I can ignore you if I don't want to talk to you. Like,
yeah, yep. I think that's been a big struggle lately. Has been just, I would love to be able to do that. I just want to shut it off and just go, and um, I can't. I've been fortunate that I've had the opportunity to say, "Hey, I just need to go. I want space, whatever," and I've been able to do so. But being married to someone who, growing up, emotions and mental health was not very prevalent thing that mattered. It's really hard because she's not sure how to address it or talk about it, and talking about it is rough, and she's done very well with trying. But I've shut it down a lot because, like, I have been the type of person that, like, I want to deal with it myself.
yeah.
I don't want the help. I just need to figure it out. I'm going to do it. Just let me go through it.
Yeah.
And if there's anything that I've learned as of late, It's that I can't do it alone anymore.
Yeah.
That I've got to lean on the people that I've got, and I hate it so much because I just feel like a burden.
I know the feeling. Because that was me last year. So I would project and complain and just talk about everything all the time with specific friends, and I pushed them away. And it wasn't until after they stopped talking to me that I realized that, wow, I need to learn how to control what I say versus what needs to be said. Everybody doesn't need to know everything all the time. Because I'm also the person that I don't want to ruin somebody's reputation. And that's why I was so big on him. Like, what was going on during it all, like, I didn't tell anybody because it's nobody's business but ours. But I also didn't want anybody to think badly of him.
Mm-hmm.
And looking back, I should have been talking to our friends, and maybe somebody could have said something to him about it and the way he was acting. But I bottled it up for so long that all I did was bitch and moan and groan about him. And I lost a very good friend over it. Granted, they turned around and told him everything that I ever said about him, and it's just, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I do pick and choose what I tell people. Granted, I don't have a lot to tell anybody anyway right now. Like,
Yeah.
I get excited about something I'm going to tell somebody, but I don't have a lot of burdens right now. It's just, and I mean, I still go to therapy. I was going every other week. Now I'm going once every 4 to 5 weeks, which is great. But I know that if I need her, she will squeeze me in when I need her,
Yeah.
or I can text her, and But it's still like, it's still hard. But being on my own and having to sit in my own thoughts all the time and not having a distraction, like, that's hard. I mean, that's why on my car rides home, I call somebody every day. It depends on what time I get off. Kayla gets off at 5:30. Me and her talk every day from 5:30 to 6 when she's picking up her son from daycare, like every day. Or I'll call my mom, or I'll call dad, or it's just depends on the time of day. Or like right now, I'm listening to a book, so, or a podcast or whatever. I'll find something to listen to, but I can't. There are some days that I'll just sit in silence, and I can't do that most of the time. Like, my mental health is, I mean, it's fine, but like, I can't even sit down and read a book if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the mental capacity to sit down to read a book. And I love reading. And that's what it sucks.
Yeah.
Because I stress about everything else.
I blast music. Like there's times where I'll sit in silence if I can, but lately like it's just been the silence is overbearing, and then it's unbearable at times. So I'll sit and I'll just turn music on, turn Pandora on, or whatever else, and just try to get with the music. And
Yeah.
I think the hardest thing with that though is that like I've been such a music person my whole life that then if a certain song comes
Yep.
on, then there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
sensory recall that it's like, oh crap.
Skip, 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 skip. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I did that the other night. My niece wanted me to come over and have dinner. And so last Saturday, me and Neva went out, and went to a Taylor Swift party or whatever, and I dropped off bread at my sister's, and my niece said, "Sissy, can you stay? Can we play?" I said, "No, I gotta go. I gotta meet Kylo's mommy." Okay. So then she pulls me over to the calendar and she said, "This is today, this is tomorrow, and this day you're coming over and having dinner." Okay. So she made her very pregnant mother make us waffles, and then she colored in my tattoos, and thank you, Reba, for that idea, because I had a palm tree on my arm for a day. Washable markers are not washable markers. But I mean, even with my cup being filled in that, me leaving the house, I was still just very, very sad. And one of the guys at work sent me a playlist, and I gotta find the name of it because it's very down astronomically. And it's just, I turned it on, and it was like, it's just sad song after sad song after sad song. And I texted him and I said, "Well, I finally turned on the sad playlist and I hate you for it." And he was like, "That kind of night, huh?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Maybe sometime soon, grab a bottle of wine, sit with candles, and turn down the lights, and then listen to it." I said, "No, not without somebody else there."
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it comes in waves. Because I'm like, "Oh, I'm good. I've had a good weekend, and then boom."
I think that's one of the hardest things to deal with is when you're so high, you're high.
Yeah. Well, and then Mother Nature decided to
And
show up
then,
that day too.
well,
So
that doesn't help. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's just crash and burn.
yeah, yeah. It sucks. I feel like I can't catch a break. I know you feel the same.
And beginning of February it was great. Like everything was good. Getting some deals going through work, have stuff going on, got plans, over the weekends and stuff, and everything's good. And then it's like everything just slowly started coming down, and I didn't even realize that it had started coming down until I hit my lower point, and I was just like, I need something.
Yeah. That's why this weekend, I was like, I don't know what I gotta do, but I cleaned the apartment, did all the laundry, did like wash the sheets, wash the comforter. I'm like, I've got to do something. I cleaned the bathroom. Like, I've got to do something to make me feel refreshed. Still didn't happen. Still didn't work, but
you felt a little
I
better.
felt better.
Yep.
But now my apartment's still a wreck because I decided to clean the fucking turtle tank last night. And that's a whole chore in itself. So much easier when you live in a house. You just hook it up to the hose outside and let it drain.
Yeah.
But it's just like I haven't done Legos in probably a month because that last Lego set pissed me off that bad. But like I just haven't even sat down long enough to be like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this," because I have a Lego set that needs to be done, but I haven't like chilled.
Let me ask you this: so when you get in, lack of a better term, when you get in a mood, and you're just kind of feeling all sorts of ways, whatever, when you can't pull yourself out of it to do the Lego stuff or find something you enjoy or whatever else, do you sit and scroll
Yes.
mindlessly?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Unfortunately.
That's what I do too. And like I've started
hate it.
noticing that like every time that I'm just like, I've already seen this,
Yeah.
or like don't even care what any of this is,
Or
like not
you
even watching it.
subconsciously click it. You open your phone to look at something and you subconsciously click Facebook or Instagram, and I'm like, I've already seen this. I've seen this 5 times. Why is this from 2 weeks ago? Why is this
Yep.
popping up? like I'm not gonna like it now. That's
Yep.
weird.
Yep.
But it's like that's how I know that I've had too much. But then with like this, because I thought about going off social media for a little bit, but with this, I don't want to not be in the loop of things.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought about, well, I have to log out, but then I don't know my passwords. I'm not doing that. But I guess I set a timer or I don't know. But during the week, my phone will turn on do not disturb at 8 o'clock every night, no matter what. And then on the weekends it turns on at 9:30, I think. But it turns on at 8 for I have it set for me time, and then 9:30 it's bedtime. But and it's on do not disturb until 4:30 every morning, because that's when my alarm goes off. My second alarm. First alarm goes off at 4:15. But then like the weekends that I don't have plans, you bet your ass I'm staying in bed as long as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've done the last 2 days.
Hey, we got a plan today?
No, I just rolled out of bed at 11 o'clock. Thank you, time change. So technically it was 10.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday I got up at like 9. My alarm had been going off for an hour at that point because I was going to get up and go to the gym. It went off every 10 minutes for an hour. It might be why my neighbors started blasting super bassy music.
Wake up.
Fucker, go to bed. But yeah, I mean, the only thing that I had today was this, and then I got baked bread.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to go to the gym, and then I got to meet a guy who wants to buy some Harley shirts that I have. But like nothing was set in stone except for this and baking bread. So
Do you have anything going forward that you plan to continue to do or something new?
well, we're going to pick up pickleball. Stay tuned for this. We decided yesterday that we need a hobby. And then I was like, I need a hobby that's outside. It'll make my ass sweat.
Yep.
And everybody's like, oh, I love pickleball. Well, there's pickleball courts like by your house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, let's just do that. And then I hadn't mentioned it yet. And then she said, well, I was thinking pickleball. I'm like, we're on the same wavelength.
My brain automatically. It's so popular right now.
And I'm okay with it. I don't like tennis, but pickleball is a smaller scale, I think. But
I think so.
It's cheaper than golf.
Golf is just boring to me.
I want to learn how to play, but
I would love to be able to hit a ball, but
I can teach you how to hit a ball.
I mean, I can kind of hit a ball, but like I'd like to like have good form. You have good form?
I have decent form.
Okay. Maybe that's what we need to do. Is just start going to the driving range.
Just knock the hit out. Yeah. Yeah. But that's kind of my plan for summer.
I'll tell you what, that's something that is like the biggest thing that people are like, oh, just get outside. It'll do you some good. Even if it's a cloudy day, just get outside. Just get outside. And I'm like, ah. But as soon as I do, I'm just like,
yeah.
Fresh air.
And that's what like I can't do
mm-hmm.
at work. Like I can't do that. I can't just go outside. I could, but I don't, because during breaks, like where my break area would be that I go outside is all smoking area.
Mm.
And there's like 100 people smoking all at the same time. So I'd rather not.
Not fresh air.
Yeah. But with it getting warmer, I do like getting up on like Saturday morning, going to Honeymoon, and then getting coffee or whatever, taking the dog for a walk, listening to a podcast, just walking down the riverfront, and then getting back to Honeymoon, getting breakfast, and going home.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing that for a while, and I really enjoyed that. So I'm hoping I'll be able to start doing that again, at least, one day of the weekend, or hoping to get back into the gym, but by the time I get home, it's because I've been working all the overtime during the week. It's 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Let the dog out, feed her. But the days I would go are the days that she goes to daycare. So by the time she eats, goes outside, she's ready to freaking crash for the night.
Yep.
And I'm okay with that. But by the time I get to the gym at 6 o'clock, I'm not going to take pre workout because I'll be up all freaking night. But then it's like I need to do something. And then I've got my Peloton at home. But I hate getting up early. I barely get up early enough to function before I have to leave for work.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm definitely not getting up to do that. I don't know. It's hard. I suck at like that kind of routine.
Mm-hmm. So I've been trying to find more balance of that too, because working out, I mean, just
Endorphins make you happy.
happy people just don't kill. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So like that's something that like is hard to do too. Is like put the kids to bed, then hop on the treadmill or go to the riverfront and walk is what I've been doing. So something that I even told Neva yesterday was like I want to start putting like me time in the calendar. I was like, you do it too. Like
Yeah.
she struggles with different guilt because she works 8 to 4:30.
Yeah.
So she wants to spend the time with the boys, and then I'm on the opposite side where I'm like I'm with the boys all the time. Like I need some time away. Like
Yeah.
so we're finding that balance, which has been rough. And I've talked to my therapist about it. And was like, you know, do you have any suggestions of like? So we're working through it and trying to find a good balance. But like I think for me, intentionally putting something in my calendar is like it's like, and that's something that we've been taught is like you put it in the calendar, it's an appointment, and you don't miss appointments.
Yeah.
So that's it's already helped so far with just putting it in there. Like on Monday evenings, I put walk in the calendar because the last few weeks I've been meeting up with somebody and going down to the riverfront and just walking.
Mm-hmm.
And so I talked to her about it, and she was like, "Okay, yeah, go."
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's hard. And I think I would be better about going on walks if I didn't live in the complex that I did.
Mm-hmm.
Because being like right there next to all the hotels and right there off the interstate, it kind of freaks me out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a nice complex, but it's not a
Not
higher
necessarily.
end complex where there's still sketchy people in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like one night, I was letting the dog out. I don't know where this guy was from, what he was doing or anything, but he's like walking towards the office. It's like 9 o'clock at night. He came from like Target way, okay, and was walking east, and Honey comes out and she just starts barking, and he turns around and he goes, "No," and like barks back at her, and I was like, "We're going back inside." So I stood at the door and watched him until he was out of sight. I'm like, and he was. I'm not being racist. I'm giving an idea. He was a little Asian man. Like I was very like just like what just happened first of all, and then I'm like I don't trust people very easily, and that just kind of put me on very like high anxiety taking her out at night.
Mm-hmm.
So before I even go outside now, I'll look out, even just to make sure that nobody's out there with their dog because Honey barks at everything until you talk to her. But it's just like, why? Like, stop being weird.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, don't.
Yeah.
Like, if anybody else watches Crime Junkies, be weird, be rude, stay alive. That's me. I am all of those, and I'm alive. Like, my sister likes to tell the story. Um, bless her heart. We were little, and every time that a car would drive by, like, we'd be on a walk from like church home, or we'd be walking to church, or we'd be walking to school, or whatever. And She waves at everybody. Everybody that drives by. I finally one day I said, "Stop waving at everybody. You're gonna get us kidnapped." And she remembers that, and she went home and told mom on me because I said that. And my mom's like, "Yeah, she's not wrong." Like,
look at that cute little girl being so nice. Snatch.
Yeah, she was like 6, cute little blonde thing, just oblivious to the world. Smiles at everybody, and I'm like, over here in RBF as this 7-year-old, like, stop it.
Me mugging.
Oldest child syndrome. But yeah, I don't know. I think I would be more apt to walk if my complex was a little less sketchy. Oh, they smell good.
It's got quite a bit of stuff on it.
I think it's crystallized more. Yep, they've got more sour. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, I'd say they're pretty well marinated. The red one is the one that got me last time too.
The roof of my mouth is already like numb. I had crunch berries for breakfast, so it's like eating metal shards.
I want a green one. No, I don't. Ooh.
But
any advice for anybody else out there going on a self-discovery journey?
What do you like to do? What are your hobbies? What do you guys like to do to keep yourselves entertained? I mean, with us, we're both in technically different seasons of life. With you having kids and having all of that, and me newly single again and back out of that. Like, I'm gonna tell myself I downloaded Tinder and it lasted, day or two. Immediately regretted it. Men are dumb. Like, hey, you want to come do that? And I was like, no, I do not. No. I said, how about you take me to dinner?
It's a foreign concept.
Like, is that gone? Is that is dating literally just
physical,
or like just meeting each other at each other's houses, and then like you don't just go meet somebody at dinner anymore and just
that blows my mind, because even with friendships, I'm like, hey, let's go grab dinner.
Yes.
Like, let's get to know each other. I'd love to hear about your day.
Yeah. And it's just I don't get it. Like I want to have a partner that's a best friend first. And then if more falls into that category, then it does. But I want to know you. I want to get to know you. I want to know what makes you tick, what makes you what your pet peeves are, how you grew up as a child. I've got a friend at work that me and him have really we've gotten close over the last few months, and we like all the same things. We kind of grew up the same way. It's funny, and I'm like, this is the friendship that I want. I want this kind of just dynamic.
No expectations.
So I asked him to go to cooking class yesterday, and he said he had to go home because he doesn't live around here. I'm like, that's fine. I didn't expect it from him. Where if it was somebody I was talking to, I'd be really upset.
Yeah.
But I don't have those expectations because I don't expect anything to come out of it. And people don't get that. Like, they immediately are like, as soon as somebody slides into somebody's DM, they expect something to happen. And I'm like, can we not just have a friendship? Can, like, it doesn't have to be emotional. It doesn't, like, in a romantic way.
Mm-hmm.
Can we not just be friends? Can I not just text you and see how you're doing without you immediately thinking that I'm interested in you in that way? Because maybe I'm not. Maybe I am genuinely curious how you're doing. Because I know you're going through some stuff too. Like, because that's the way I am. Like, but no, everybody is automatic on the, oh, well, they want me.
Mm-hmm.
No, I want you to be a friend, but not anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what sucks. Dating sucks now. Or like everybody our age has kids, so I'm also on the, well, I don't meet your kid for a very long time until I know that we're good type of deal. And that's what, like, I've got a friend that he's got 3 kids, and me and him have, we talk every day. We communicate, and that's been going on since December. But it's like, I haven't met his kids. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we're not to that point where, like, yeah, we're friends, but I don't want to be in a friendship because of your kids.
Yep.
Like, I want to be in a friendship because I enjoy talking to you and hanging out with you versus, oh, well, how are your kids? I want to hang out with kids. Like, even with, like, friendship boundaries, that's part of it. Like, you have to have a friendship before you introduce anything else into it.
Yep. I think that's something that, as a parent myself, like,
You don't want to bring kids in or people in and out of kids' lives
no,
at
no,
all.
especially with my oldest being almost 4, and he's in his Y stage right now, and asking all of the questions. I'm like you said, even with friendships, like I don't just invite anybody over
Yes.
to just come hang out or take my kids with me to places and that I'm gonna know people or whatever, unless like I'm like, no, they're a good person. Like, I
Yeah.
trust
Yes.
them. I know that we're gonna have a friendship. We have a good established friendship.
I'm
That
even
sort
that
of
way
thing.
with my dog.
Yeah. I mean, she's your baby.
She is. But it's like, I don't just let anybody, like, somebody said, the last guy I was talking to said he wanted to take her for a walk this weekend. And no, you're not taking my dog anywhere, let alone you're not getting into my apartment without me being there. Like, I'm very,
It's your space.
it's my space. I don't like people being in my space.
Yeah.
Especially at this place, because it's not big enough for me to host anything. It's not me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, like, it's not that I'm, I don't know what word I'm looking for.
You're not ashamed of it.
Yes, I'm not ashamed of it, but I'm also like, I'm not going to show it off because it's just an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just an apartment. It's just where I sleep. Like, I'm just here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not anything special. Like, I don't know. Like, I made the comment one day, my apartment complex has had more people in my apartment than I have. Because they're in and out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't like having people over. There's not enough room. And my dog likes to sit on you while you eat and watch you.
See, I love having people over, but my house is outdated, and the yard is torn up by the dogs, and the weeds are overgrown, and blah blah blah. So like, we've got somebody coming out and spraying the yard. We're gonna treat it this year, and we're gonna spread landscaping to get it all ripped out, redo the rock and weed barrier and stuff this year. But like, even that, I'm like super self-conscious of it. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody's houses are different. People live where they live. You either update the house, you don't update the house. Like, we've been there 2 years. We've changed the countertops. We've changed the back. I started the backsplash today, so
Oh
I got
God.
half that done. But like just little things at a time, and it doesn't matter what other people think because
Yes.
I'm doing it for me, doing it
Yes.
for my family, for where we live every day.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to let go of it more. But like I don't know what it is, but I just love hosting.
I do too.
So it's
I love having people over.
getting all the fancy dishes
Having
out.
everything ready, making it look pretty, being able to just, I don't know. I've always enjoyed that.
Yep. I think that also is something that I've learned along the way of like self discovery is that like I love getting the dishes out, like just
Yes.
preparing for things and planning and
Mhm.
like so like that's something that I've started to think about too is like if I could just start planning trips or
Yes.
events and like even if they don't come true, we don't book them or like
Yeah.
having that time that I'm focused on that specific project like cuz whenever like leading up to everybody getting married in the last or like
Yeah.
2016 to 2019 there was a lot of weddings we were in and stuff. So like planning for stuff and thinking of bachelorette parties and weddings and like just all of it like I was like living my best freaking life just
Yes.
planning
And if I could
constantly.
like if I could do event planning or just little party planning or something on the side on the weekends, that would just that would be amazing. Like that's why I enjoyed doing the picnics.
Mhm.
And now with not having that, like I'm I don't have anything to do on the weekends.
If anybody has a used trailer, enclosed trailer that they're not using anymore,
Small one, not a big
that
one.
we can repurpose for a mobile bar or even mobile picture station or anything, like
Mhm.
we'd be willing to look at investing in something like that
Yep.
and tackling on a new hobby.
Yeah. We've talked about it extensively.
Hmm.
We've got an investor. I use that term lightly.
Loosely.
But um he's gonna have to pay me. I'm not gonna work for free. But like because I mean there is one here in town, but it's just I think they just have taps, don't they? I don't think they do like actual cocktails.
I
Just one more.
don't know.
I don't remember. But even if we could get in with a couple venues and or a couple food trucks and just something
I
like
mean,
that.
realtors drink all the time.
Well, and even I know some of them have done so they've partnered with Joe Brewski's
Mm-hmm,
downtown.
mm-hmm.
He sells his coffee by the keg. So if you have a kegerator,
Boom.
and I know like I would want to have multiple kegs on top of liquor, you could switch it out and make it a brunch bar. So you could
Mm-hmm.
have coffee and you could do hard coffee, you could do mimosas, you could do Bloody Marys, you could do all of that.
And if there's anything that people in this area are all over the country really, but this area especially love,
Brunch.
iced coffee
Iced
and
coffee.
brunch.
Yeah.
You do iced coffee flights.
Yes. Ooh. I got some ideas. But yeah, I mean, it's just like we've got the ideas.
Yep.
We just don't have the funds or anywhere to put anything.
Yeah, storage would be.
But I mean, that's what I'll look for when I buy a house. It's going to be I have to have a garage. I have to have space for at least an out barn if I need it. Like I'm going to need those things because I got a lot of shit.
So, self discovery. It's not always pretty.
Not easy.
It's not easy. Lean into those surrounding you, but know,
That fill your cup.
yes, I say, but know your limits and all of that.
Have
Lean into a
boundaries.
hobby. Boundaries, yep. Lean into a hobby or find a
Find a new hobby.
release. Yeah.
Come hang out with us if you guys want to come play pickleball
Pickleball.
with us.
Somebody
Let us
come
know.
teach us. Yeah.
We'll come prepared. I'll order pickleball stuff right now. I got a gift card to Amazon.
Yeah. And it's not done overnight.
No, it's a work in progress. You are not the person you were yesterday. You're not the person you are tomorrow. You're not the person you were 10 minutes ago. You are not the person you are going to be in 10 minutes. You're always changing, and you'll never be the same person. That's how you're supposed to do life. You're supposed to evolve. You're supposed to change. You're not supposed to be the person you were 10 years ago, no matter what. That's why relationships change. That's why relationships end. That's why we are the people we are today. We're not the same people we were 15 years ago in theater.
Thank God.
Just, it's hard. Life's hard. Adulting sucks. I say it every day. Try to avoid it, but it doesn't happen.
Which leads us to today's quote.
Doesn't matter who you used to be. What matters, who you've become. Yep. What's your Sonic order today?
Well, thanks to you, I tried something new. So we got Dr. Pepper with strawberry fruit and sweet cream.
Because we both love the strawberry cream Dr. Peppers.
And I asked her what she wanted, and she was like, I want this. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? How good is it? And she said, so good. So I was like, all right, well, we're going to make it too. And I'm really glad we did.
Yeah, by the time I got here, hers was halfway gone.
Yeah.
It's fine.
All right, well, it's not always shits and giggles and laughs and hyena laughing and wheezing over here. Sometimes we can be a little serious too.
We're normally more serious than none, unfortunately.
Yep.
Here lately, but
Gotta have a balance.
yeah.
Here's to that.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's so good.